the 1950 rail strike, it became apparent that an alternative mode of transportation was needed to link eastern and western Canada. At the heart of this now familiar alternative are people. All kinds of people, doing all kinds of work. There are over 1,000 of us in the Reimer Express system, serving the needs of industry across Canada. Why are we here? To serve you. If you make something or distribute something, we're the people who take your product from where it is to where someone needs it. We're the vital link between you and your customer. But we weren't always this size. In the early 1950s, the truck transportation industry was still in its infancy. A young teenager in Manitoba had been dreaming about trucks and truck transportation. His name was Don Reimer, and with the help of his father Frank, he began what was to become a major Canadian transportation network. Reimer Express was born in 1952. Initially providing service between Manitoba and southern Ontario. Routes were soon expanded to include northwestern Ontario and Quebec. Later acquisitions extended service to all three prairie provinces. In 1969, the company expanded into British Columbia to provide general freight service between the St. Lawrence and the Pacific. The growing demand for this new kind of personalized freight service soon made the name Reimer synonymous with reliable truck transportation. Today, thanks to our customers, we operate over 1,200 pieces of equipment and maintain terminals with customer service facilities across Canada in Montreal, Toronto, London, Thunder Bay, Dryden, Kenora, Winnipeg, Regina, Saskatoon, Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver. The company's head office and primary maintenance facility are located in Winnipeg. Today, as in 1952, this company is 100% Canadian owned and still managed by the family that owns it. Donald Reimer, whose dream has become a reality, is our president and chief executive officer. His two brothers serve as vice presidents, Delbert and Gerald. Their father, Frank, became honorary chairman of the board. This executive group also includes Alec Mowat, Vice President Freight Operations, and Doug Hindmarsh, Vice President Transportation and Maintenance. These men are assisted by a first-class team of managers and supervisors. At Reimer Express, business decisions are not made in some far-off foreign city, but right here in Canada, where the action is. Experienced and reliable people, rather than buildings and equipment, are considered to be the company's main asset. However, modern buildings and equipment are important tools in the hands of motivated people. The Reimer Express slogan, "We've got what it takes to take what you've got," is eminently applicable to both its personnel and facilities. Today, Reimer Express vehicles each year operate the approximate equivalent of 1,400 times around the world, or 70 round trips to the moon. The freight handled by the company annually would fill a warehouse approximately 40 feet wide, stacked to a height of 10 feet, and 40 miles long. This is a lot of freight and a great deal of responsibility. The people at Reimer Express take this responsibility seriously. We enjoyed the challenge of handling the transportation requirements of Canadian industry and would like to serve you. Now we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy our award-winning film. The way things get around. It's an intriguing subject, especially in a vast country like ours. Think about it a minute. Manufactured goods, canned salmon from Vancouver to Toronto, cosmetics from Montreal to Calgary, food and equipment from 1,000 sources to all parts of the nation. Trucks have a lot to do with the way things get around. While the truck driver plays a major part in this important industry, there's much more to it. And that's where I came in, off to explore the country. Off to learn how things move, and where and when, and who's behind it all. I'd like you to come along. I started my journey in Montreal, with its charming blend of the modern and the historic. The Canada we share today could never have opened up without transportation. At first by way of lakes and rivers, and later canals. Although many canals are obsolete now, they remain a unique part of our history. It's interesting to speculate where a truck's cargo may have originated. Just around the corner, or at some exotic port an ocean or two away. Transportation is a global business. Onward, westward into Ontario. Canals and ships are bigger now, but then so is the volume of deep-sea trade they bring to places like Toronto and other cities on the Great Lakes. But of course it took more than marine transport to make Toronto the metropolis it is today. Toronto is truly a hub city. From here, airways, railways, and highways fan out to all parts of the nation. We travel through Ontario's magnificent autumn colors much faster than the early pioneers who pushed their way northward. But the enchantment of taking things a little slower is still there for those who choose it. As settlement penetrated the Great Central Plains, overland travel increased. Few of us would want to entrust any merchandise to a Red River cart. Yet these stalwart, slow-moving vehicles were the early counterpart to our powerful, modern diesel trucks. But whatever the vehicle, transportation overland has always been crucial to the growth of our country. While the West was opening up, the early carriers were joined by a more sophisticated one, the iron horse. Overland freight hauling became the new nation's lifeline, and the prairies were soon on their way to becoming Canada's breadbasket. With farming as an economic base, cities and industry grew, from the Lakehead to the Rockies. While pioneer days became memories, highways and roads through the prairie provinces became a great overland distribution network. Today, trucking is really the only mode of transportation that provides service to almost every city, town, and remote corner of the land. Indeed, thousands of communities depend entirely upon trucks for supply. At the edge of the prairies, there loomed a major obstacle, the Rockies, a new kind of challenge to westward travel. early traders could never have imagined how successfully this challenge would one day be met. But it was another range, the Selkirks, that proved most formidable. Still unyielding like some massive fortification, they resisted breakthrough long after several passes through the Rockies were in regular use. The saga of penetrating the Selkirks through Rogers Pass by rail and road is an exciting chapter in our more recent history. And it is ongoing drama. In fact, I made a special winter visit to see the action firsthand. This research station, far above the highway, is one of several units in an elaborate avalanche control system, and an unbroken vigil is kept here by a highly trained crew. Critical information is provided by carefully monitored instruments, providing information such as temperature and humidity, wind speed and direction, depth and shear strength of the snowpack. This information is reported by radio to the team of analysts at Rogers Pass, 10 miles to the east. Avalanches are born high on these forbidding peaks. Under certain conditions, they can be triggered by the air vibrations from an exploding shell. When conditions indicate that the precise time has come to stabilize the snow on any slope, all traffic is halted in a safe area, and a 105mm howitzer goes into action. Closures are usually less than 2 hours, and seasoned drivers are gratefully aware that the only alternative would be an all-winter closure while nature took its course. Despite the heavy snowfall in this area, powerful equipment and hardy men maintain the flow of traffic, doing their part to make winter hauling of freight through the pass not only possible, but safe. Winter across Canada strikes many moods. Sometimes travel by air, railway, or highway must bow to its dictates, but usually just briefly. Reliable service is maintained despite the hazards of winter. I paid a final visit to this monument at the Rogers Pass summit, which marks the completion of this modern trail through the British Columbia Mountains, now providing a direct route for highway transport to the Pacific. Meanwhile, another kind of obstacle farther west had already been conquered. A wagon road had been carved through the precipitous Fraser Canyon, far above the raging waters of the river. '07 saw the arrival of the first automobile, and trucks were soon replacing the horse-drawn freight wagons. If you know where to look, a few remains of this amazing first wagon road can still be found in this rugged country. Today, a third-generation highway through the canyon meets the demands of modern traffic. It's interesting to learn, as I did, that a significant portion of the cost of highway development is paid for by various taxes levied on trucking companies. In fact, many millions of dollars from this industry go into the highways we all use. With gratitude to those who pioneered the way, I ended my cross-Canada trip in Vancouver. To reach the actual terminus of the Trans-Canada Highway, I could have gone by ferry to Vancouver Island. But it was time to head eastward and get down to details on today's highly specialized trucking industry. And so, back to Winnipeg for a look behind the scenes. Here at the headquarters of one of Canada's leading motor transport companies, I was in for some eye-opening surprises. President Reimer showed me around, and any lingering ideas about trucking of the past were quickly dispelled. So, how do things get around? We'll look at it in stages. The city dispatcher symbolizes the unique availability of truck service. He's as near to the shipper as the telephone, almost as near as a city pickup truck, which is dispatched by radio, setting in motion a complex chain of events that expedites goods from wherever they are to anywhere. Pickup trucks converge on the city terminal, where the flow continues uninterrupted. In larger terminals, an automated tow conveyor speeds the transfer of freight from city pickup to highway trailer, sorting it according to destination. This particular loading dock can accommodate 67 vehicles simultaneously. A reputable company takes pride in being able to move any kind of goods with care and is equipped to handle almost anything. Which reminds me of this company's slogan: "We've got what it takes to take what you've got." As loads from all parts of the country are completed, they're carefully checked by a supervisor. For larger shipments, a highway trailer may be dispatched to the shipper, providing door-to-door service without intermediate handling. This is only one reason why there are over 14,000 trucking companies in Canada, operating more than 150,000 pieces of equipment. As soon as loading is completed, the action spreads to other departments. From initial call to final delivery, skilled personnel and modern equipment team up to maintain the high level of efficiency that characterizes today's trucking industry. In getting goods quickly to market, manufacturers and wholesalers are able to take advantage of sophisticated electronic tools by engaging the services of a progressive trucking company. Transmitting over 1,000 words a minute, modern communications provide terminals and customers across Canada with fast information about shipments and their arrival times. The Central Highway Dispatch Office regulates the movement of highway equipment between origin and destination terminals. These days, everyone's in a hurry. And trucking is geared to give fast service, but within those limits, assuring dependability. Behind reliable service, there are technical skills and well-equipped maintenance facilities. This company's main shop services many tractors, trailers, and refrigeration units simultaneously. In this way, regular schedules can be maintained the year round, and customers can rely on prompt delivery. And what about the man who actually operates the highway unit? The driver belongs to a team of professionals and begins any long haul secure in the knowledge that he's backed by modern equipment and expertise. He knows driving and driving conditions. He knows his equipment and how to achieve the maximum results with it. He's on the road in any season of the year and all kinds of weather. He may be, and often is, on the road at any time of night or day. While customers sleep, he guides their goods through the hours of darkness into early dawn.
I pass my friends in the night, say hello with my headlights. It's in my blood, I can't work 9 to 5. I've been on the road so long, sure want to get home. But I haul the goods to keep this land alive. Been in our biggest cities, but I don't stay very long. Just put her in the big hole, let her roll. I carry almost anything from steers to mirrors to piston rings. Easy does it, and I'll keep my status quo. I pass my friends in the night, say hello with my headlights. It's in my blood, I can't work 9 to 5. I've been on the road so long, sure want to get home. But I haul the goods to keep this land alive. 250,000 miles this year across this great big land. And winter's only now settling in. Driving across the prairies, fighting bitter winds and snow. And I'll do it more than once before the spring. I pass my friends in the night, say hello with my headlights. It's in my blood, I can't work 9 to 5. I've been on the road so long, sure want to get home. But I haul the goods to keep this land alive. But I haul the goods to keep this land alive. But I haul the goods to keep this land alive.
His services are available wherever there's a road. Really, almost any kind of road, from countryside roads to city streets. This offers a degree of flexibility unsurpassed in the transportation industry. Another unique advantage of trucking, fast delivery, allows for lower inventories, releasing capital for other purposes. The truck driver is part of the mainstream of life, an indispensable link in the chain of events that gives us the things we need. This productive process begins with nature, as sea and land give up their treasures of food and raw materials. Thousands of trucks every day distribute these basic materials to factories from coast to coast. So significant has been the growth of truck transportation that proximity to highways is a primary consideration in the choice of new industrial sites for many companies. And then there are finished products to be delivered. Some of these go to other branches of industry. Many come into our homes. Everything from furnaces to paring knives. Our food supply, too, depends on transportation, especially in the cities. A city may produce some food, a bit of fruit and vegetables from the garden, or fish from the harbor. Most urban dwellers depend almost entirely on food that is brought in, usually by truck. Great fleets of trucks daily supply our city's markets, corner grocery stores, restaurants, and supermarkets. Thinking of food, I was surprised to find how often trucks are needed to bring us our meat supply. To trace this one item from its source, I had to go a step past the cattle ranch right to the farmer who grows the feed. A truck had already been on the scene to deliver needed equipment. When the feed has been processed, it probably reaches the cattle rancher by truck as well. Because of its versatility and mobility, a truck is again called into service, this time for the transport of live cattle. Later, a trailer will carry processed meat in packages or fresh meat suspended from rails. Special equipment maintains constant temperatures as required. The same unit can provide refrigeration in the heat of summer and protect goods from frost in the dead of winter. From farm to store counter, trucking plays an indispensable role in putting meat onto our tables. And not only meat, the staggering tonnage of food and merchandise required across our country must be kept in constant flow from producer to consumer, because nearly everything we eat, wear, or use is brought to us by truck, all or part of the way. The value of a reputable trucking company to the manufacturer, wholesaler, and retailer had become obvious during my exploration. And now, as I concluded, an even bigger fact of life became evident: the importance of the trucking industry, not only in the business sector, but in the life of every Canadian. Perhaps you'll think about it next time you pass a transport truck on the highway. You may even want to wave hello.
The weather's looking fine. Just listen to that hum. Through rugged mountain valleys, heading home. The wife and kids are waiting just down that center strip. But just a day or two, and once more I roam. I pass my friends in the night, say hello with my headlights. Say my blood, I can't work 9 to 5. I've been